Not enough nonsense in your life? Need a little more? Well, get ready, because these two have it in spades. Loose talk.
What are you talking about? Nonsense.
Even looser opinions.
Please explain.
And you're along for the ride.
Everybody strap in!
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
Hello and welcome to The Burble. It is Benny here.
Az is here.
Thank you very much for joining us again on our podcast where you can subscribe on Apple iTunes. You can find us on the wonderful Spotify. Jeez, I love Spotify. You know what? I'm so glad that it won out all those other, apps they had, like Pandora, for example. It was just full of ads.
Bandit FM.
Yes. Oh, man, that was going for ages. Spotify just works.
Yeah, Kazaa. LimeWire. Oh, hang on, no.
Oh, no, my computer is free of viruses. Don't even talk about LimeWire.
Oh, it's not now. I just said LimeWire.
Welcome along to the podcast. We are grateful to have you along for another session of plain nonsense, as I said, we're available on Apple iTunes. So if you like this podcast and you're using us through your Apple device, subscribe and also click on that button, leave a rating as well, because we'd love to hear what you're thinking of the show. Now, where are we on the socials, Az?
We're on Instagram. We've got an IG, as the kids these days are calling it.
An IG.
An IG.
An IG.
We are influencers, apparently.
No, we're not.
We've got Twitter.
Yep, and we're on the web as well, theburble.com.au. Does anyone say www these days?
I do. I could say https ...
If you did.
I just did.
Like, we're trying to be young and hip, and you just old man that whole thing.
Why? That was an acronym. It's like LOL
I know
or
it's
WTF.
That's an acronym. It's not a swear word. It's not a word. It's an acronym, which over time, people are saying it's for unlawful carnal knowledge. That's such a handy word, though, isn't it?
Very handy.
What are we talking on this podcast, Az? We've got some silliness, some nonsense that's happened all around the world. Oh, Az, did you hear about this? One astronaut who's currently on the International Space Station actually dialed 911.
Nice.
Why would he dial 911?
Well, maybe he had a space emergency.
Now, the only space emergency up there realistically would be, look, we can't get pizza. There's no Uber Eats.
We've run out of toilet paper. I'd call that a space emergency.
Oh, man. Imagine having to dealing with just a bare hand and no leaves, no large banana leaf or anything like that.
No, and all the water's recycled, so if you wash your hands after you use it, anyway, we'll get to that.
I want to talk about, speaking of Uber Eats and things like that, food drivers have been caught opening and feasting on meals before resealing them and delivering them to customers. So you would never know. You would never, ever know if that was happening.
Well, I just thought that trendy burger that I got from that new place was meant to have that bite mark in it. It's a post-hipster burger.
I don't think so. Last week, as a lucky escape for a woman after a freeway sign fell on the vehicle. I want to talk about that. That's coming up. This is rather disturbing to me, this story. A woman who's been in a coma for 10 years has given birth.
Hang on. I'm doing the maths in my head here.
I know
it's not adding up.
I know you are.
It's not adding up.
It doesn't add up at all. I don't know whether or not it was a conjugal visit, and even that's probably illegal, isn't it?
Wow.
I would say that would be illegal. We'll talk about that.
Yes, we will.
All on the way, here on The Burble.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
I haven't even started yet, okay? I haven't even gone to mention it and you're already bloody laughing. Let's just get the typical Burble stuff out of the way, shall we, Az?
Excellent.
Okay. A 40-year-old man has been forced to undergo emergency surgery after a can of air freshener got stuck in his bottom.
We're back for 2019.
We are. Now, listen, look, I said that the emergency room does offer up some of the best content, but okay. Now, they even mention in this report the brand, which is Glade. Now, I'm sure that they're happy.
Well, they would be. It's advertising.
Are they a Johnson & Johnson company?
I suppose so.
I would love to know. But anyway, now this guy was in the Dominican Republic.
Right, okay.
I don't know whether or not he was holidaying in the Dominican Republic. According to him, his wife allegedly put the Glade product up her husband, up his bum at his request whilst they were, doing the
No, we probably wanted to keep it fresh.
A normal can, I'm just putting a beer can down there, for example.
Yep, can for scale.
I think normal cans these days are a little bit thinner than that. Would you agree?
Air freshener cans.
Air freshener can?
Probably a little bit thinner.
I would say that they're a lot thinner than that.
Look, it's still not an easy object to just whip on into someone, isn't it?
I know. And which way entered first? Was it the plastic?
I'm looking at the X-ray there. It didn't have the lid on, apparently.
Oh, it didn't have the lid.
And it went spray end first.
Dear me. I love it. Now, apparently it took doctors 2 hours to remove the spray can, and a hospital, I love it's always a hospital spokesperson, meaning they spoke to the cleaner outside when he was having a ciggy, has since said that the man is stable and recovering after the incident. Now, the statement also said that similar cases aren't uncommon and typically involve sex toys like dildos and various bottles.
Well, dildos are designed to go on your date, though. Whereas a can of air freshener is designed to freshen up the toot after a big night on the curry and the cans.
Yep. Hang on a minute. Like what you're just saying, I can see scientists right now, designers and all that kind of stuff. They're inside the wind testing tunnel. They go, yep, that rubber dildo, that's fine. Yep, that double black dong, that's fine. Then it came to the can of Glade.
Like, nah, that doesn't pass muster.
I'm not going to mention his name at all because that's just... my God.
He's got a set of nuts on him, Jesus Christ.
We're just looking at the X-ray photo right now, and he's packing some outdoor. Man, that's almost like a different wing. A doctor told local media that it's not uncommon to talk about these incidents in hospitals, but it could cause embarrassment and lead to fewer people coming forward with their sex-related injuries, especially when involving women. Now, I love that term, sex-related injuries. Let's just think about that for a second. We have a whole, 7-8 billion people in the world?
Yeah, heaps of people.
I would love to know what the ratio of emergency service calls on a typical Friday, Saturday night would be sex-related. Would you think they would be? And not like, it hurts, give me a shot and clear it up. But I mean, like, what would...
I've got something stuck in me kind of related, or
exactly.
I've accidentally superglued my balls to my leg, or...
See, no, look, I don't... That's fine. Just
That's a craft-related injury.
That's a craft-related injury. Your arts and crafts, you may be talented at it, but geez, mate.
Yeah, if you've glued your nuts to your leg, you're doing it wrong.
You are. You're doing that. That's the Steve-O version of...
No, that'd be stapled.
Yeah, well, that's true. No doubt as health advisors have come forward.
Don't stick cans in your ass.
Well, basically, they said that introducing objects into the body for sexual gratification is potentially dangerous and that could affect someone's health and long-term sex life.
But every time he farts, he's nice and fresh like a Norwegian rainforest now, though.
Yep, cotton fresh.
Cotton.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
Typically, people will get a tattoo because it's something that they've always wanted. It's almost like a rite of passage, you know, when you turn 18, or I think you can do it younger with parents' permission.
Yeah,
and all
I'm pretty
that
sure
kind of
you
thing,
can.
to get a tattoo. Now, I'm not tattooed. I'm a clean skin. Apparently.
As am I.
Are you? I thought you had
No, I don't have any tats.
Okay. But
Not that
anyway,
I'm showing you anyway.
No, I don't want to know. A bloke has gone and gotten a tattoo. I believe his name is Jose, because we can see it going around in a half arc around his belly button, okay? Look, I love tattoos. I love getting on, and I want to see everybody right now post it onto our Facebook page. I would love to see really bad tats, ugly tats, misspelled tats. I love the ones that are misspelled because you know why? Did they do it on purpose?
Oh, they
do they get the design of like girls, for example, and they just want to say, you've misspelt that, and they go, no, this is exactly what you wanted, I'm going to do it, as a bit of a bit of a laugh.
But it doesn't wash off, though. That's the problem.
I know.
Well, maybe not the problem, but my favourite is obviously the one that's the meme. It's been memed, and it's probably too old for all the edgy kids out there. It's been around for a while, but it's got a girl with "Only God Can Judge Me," but "judge" is spelt wrong, and then it's a 2-frame picture, and then there's a picture of God looking down from his cloud going, "You're a whore." I think that is the greatest meme. Anyway,
this bloke, according to the tattoo artist, a man named Jose asked him to tattoo a statement on his chest and stomach. This statement was intended to win back the trust of Jose's wife. It's a wild thing to have something permanently tattooed onto your body, I would say, but it's got a few typos in there as well. The tattoo reads, I, Jose L. Torres, am getting a tattoo voluntarily on January 2nd, 2019, so I can earn my wife's trust back for the pain and suffering I have caused in our marriage. I have, and now it goes into dot point. The tattoo actually goes into dot point. I am a liar, a cheater, a manipulator, a deceiver, which is spelt wrong.
I before E.
whore/prostitute lover, and dishonest and disrespectful, also spelt incorrectly.
Good.
There's the picture of it there. So
That's great.
now, look, why would any wife want to be reminded of these things when she sees the husband shirtless?
Look, I've seen the photo, and what disturbs me the most, it's in Comic Sans. That is the biggest crime here. Not the fact that he can't keep his dick in his pants, or the fact he can't spell. He's used Comic Sans. Now, that shit doesn't wash off. Like, if I was an employer and like saw that, I wouldn't be really worried about the womanizing and the cheating and the manipulation. I'd be like, dude, that's Comic Sans 14 point. Get the out.
Hang on a minute. I need to ask really quickly, what job interview are you going to where you got to take your shirt off?
Stripper?
Well, yeah, you're going to be part of Manpower.
Yeah, or,
if you were part of Manpower and you saw that on there, and it starts, by the way, just at the nip level on the chest.
And it's not even.
No, it's not.
It starts on lefty. It's even with lefty, but by the time it gets to righty, it's almost under righty.
No, Jose's really throwing his money away there. Look, naturally, of course, this photo of the tattoo, because the tattoo artist just grabbed it and just viraled it on Instagram.
As you would.
As you do. But anyway, he's been flooded with comments ranging from damn bro, that's deep, to lol, WTF. And that is spelt correctly. People are trying to get a hold of Jose to see whether it worked. Now, if that didn't work, you're done, right? Like, literally, she doesn't want you back no more. You got this tat here, this dirty statement.
What are you going to do with it if she's like...
Well,
you can't shred your chest in a paper shredder to get rid of the evidence, really, can you?
That's right. Now, one thing, though, because this is not a legal document by any means.
No, he hasn't signed it.
It's not signed. It's got his name underneath it in, what would you call it?
Old English shit font.
Yeah, Old English tattoo shit font. It's not signed. It's not a legal document.
No.
Now, what I would love to know is that when he dies, you remember that first season of Doctor Who? Christopher Eccleston's in that one. And they had that fate, like the last human that was stretched out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I want to see this stretched out and preserved when he dies. I'll cut the skin off his chest, and I want them to stretch it out and preserve it. This needs to be part of human history as the dumbest tattoo I have ever seen. You got to see it. We'll share the photo on our Facebook page. It is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to cut it off him anyway and store it for 7 years for tax purposes as a document.
Oh, and so what? Because he says whore and prostitute lover. What, do they got to check receipts?
Well, you got to turn him around. He's got the ledger on the back, candy, $500, Silverina, $1,600.
So he goes to his tax agent. She'll be like, "So Jose, where did you spend your money?" And he'll be like, "There's a list on the back. Like, it looks like all the team that was in the grand final, whatnot." So she can check it off. Oh, okay. So you've blown 11 grand at Satin Dolls. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you.
Yep.
Yeah, good on you, Jose. You reckon he could claim the tattoo back too? Because you do actually...
preparing your tax documents.
No, preparing legal documents.
Yes.
You can get that back. He can claim that back.
Yeah, he could.
You're a f***head, Jose.
Loose talk, even looser opinions. The Burble.
So, did you see this bloke over in America? 700 pounds.
700 pounds. Now, what's that equate to? Where's my phone?
About 9,000 kilotons or something.
9,000 kilotons.
Yeah, 3 anchor weights.
What? Tell me about the guy. Go on.
Anyway, so he's a big fat bloke, and he's basically coming...
Hang on, you can't say that these days. You're not allowed to say that.
He's a big fat person.
Right.
Gender unspecified,
You
because we haven't asked
can't
him.
you can't even say fat anymore.
Right, it's a human being in America that sits on his rotund behind all day, and he's come out and he said, "I'm big, I'm fat, I play games, I'm going to eat myself to death." That's what he's come out and said.
He's going to eat himself. So he's going to actually latch in and eat himself, or...
Well, he's got plenty to go on.
Oh, jeez. By the way, you were just mentioning 700 pounds. That's 317.5 kilos.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of man.
Man, I hope they got the house reinforced and the bed at least is on the floor or something.
Now, the
like
worst
that.
thing is he lives in Georgia, I believe it is.
Oh, man, that'd be hot.
And it's hot. So not only does he just spend his days and nights eating bad food and playing video games and being the absolute stereotype of the that South Park episode, you know, the big fat gamer.
Yes.
He does it naked.
Oh, my God.